How's it going, everyone? Welcome back into the channel. So we have some new injury updates for the Green Bay Packers ahead of their Week 17 Sunday Night Football matchup versus the Minnesota Vikings. We got our first injury report yesterday, and then, of course, all the news with Jaire Alexander. The Packers again practice today, and more importantly, they practice tomorrow, where we will see all the injury designations and the statuses of these players ahead of Sunday's game. So be on the lookout for that injury report video on this channel tomorrow, as well as my game preview that I do live on Fridays. So first and foremost, it has just been announced that the Vikings are going to start rookie quarterback Jaren Hall on Sunday versus the Packers. And any other time we'd go, oh, this is good, right? They're starting a 5th round rookie. We should be able to contain him easily. The Packers should do well on defense against this quarterback. But how things have been going lately, when we see Tommy DeVito, Baker Mayfield, Bryce Young tear up this defense and have career days against this defense, honestly, I'm a little bit worried. We're going to make Jaren Hall look like Fran Tarkenton back there, and this dude's going to throw for 4 touchdowns against this defense because no one's going to be covered, including Justin Jefferson. Now, Jaren Hall has barely any regular season snaps. He actually got his first snaps against the Green Bay Packers earlier this year, where he went 3 for 4 for 23 yards. Then he also saw some snaps in their win against the Falcons, where he went 5 for 6 and 78 yards. So there's not much to go off of here, but I get it for the Minnesota Vikings standpoint to just see what they have in their 5th round rookie. They are also fighting for a playoff spot, but they, are kind of led by their defense, where the Packers are, led by their offense. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Basically, whatever team wins still has a chance at the playoffs, and whatever team loses is pretty much eliminated. All right, so now for the injury updates on the Green Bay Packers. We saw yesterday some important updates on both Luke Musgrave and Jayden Reed returning to practice, and today Elgton Jenkins has returned to practice. Now, this has been the case the last 2 weeks, where he's out either Wednesday or Thursday, and it's simply just a rest day. So no crazy news here on Elgton Jenkins. We kind of all expected him to return to practice and be able to play in this game. Then we see Christian Watson and Devondre Campbell not practicing again. Tay Wicks stretched and rode a bike during the portion of practice open to media. So Christian Watson, again, not practicing, basically signaling that he's going to miss a 3rd game in a row. And if the Packers lose to the Vikings, I suspect Christian Watson isn't going to return at all this year. They're just going to sit him for Week 18, and, he'll return next year. It's unfortunate because he was just starting to get hot, and then, of course, injured his hamstring yet again. I think it's his 4th hamstring injury since entering the NFL. And I know he's done a lot of work to try to, strengthen his hamstrings and train, that sort of thing. I know he put out a report basically saying he spent a lot of money trying to fix that sort of issue. So it is a shame that this has happened yet again, and he's now going to be out most likely for the 3rd straight game. Devondre Campbell not practicing, no surprise here, ever since that whole tweet fiasco and Matt LaFleur talking about him and saying he's going to give him the week off and let him get right. I'd be shocked to even see Devondre Campbell again this year or at all in a Green Bay Packers uniform, if I'm being honest. After all of that, and then, of course, with the Jaire thing yesterday on top of it, seems like there's a lot of disconnect with either Matt LaFleur or the front office and some of these defensive veterans. It's a mess right now, if I'm being honest, and I wouldn't be shocked to see multiple players shipped out this offseason from the defense, and one of them being Devondre Campbell, who's had a down year and injured year. And then it says Tay Wicks rode a bike during a portion of the practice open to the media. Now, who knows if he'll be listed as limited or a did not participate. It really depends, but Tay Wicks hopefully can get right for this game. He's been a huge factor in this offense, and I feel like the Packers, have made it work with whatever receivers are out there. We saw Bo Melton get 4 catches last game, but Tay Wicks kind of has been a constant. Same with Jayden Reed up until last week, so hopefully Jayden Reed does return, and he did practice yet again today, so that's a good sign on him returning. I'm hoping both Reed and Wicks are available for this Vikings game. This offense is going to need them. Then finally, we see Luke Musgrave, IR/kidney laceration, is participating. We saw him return to practice yesterday, which was huge news, and this is also massive news. Back-to-back practices, right? There was no setbacks, and everything seems okay. He very well could be activated for this game, and I really, really want to see some 12 personnel, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, 2 tight end sets to round out this year. Even if the Packers don't make the playoffs, I at least want to see that on this offense to get a little bit of a glimpse glimpse of what's to come in the future in 2024. Both of these tight ends showing tight end 1 abilities. I think the Packers are going to heavily involve 2 tight end sets heading into 2024. So those are all the injury updates for Thursday on week 17. Thursday is usually kind of the middle part where it's like, okay, we see some players maybe returning to practice or again having a did not participate, but Friday is that more important day where everything's kind of rounded up and we see all the designations. So like I said before, be on the lookout for that video on my channel tomorrow. But that about does it for this video. I appreciate you guys coming by. If you could, please leave a like down below. It supports my channel a ton. But I'll catch you on the next one, and as always, go Pack Go.